Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. So, today, believe it or not, today, I am in this new place and my hats are in a pod. And I just want to say to you guys that I'm recording this podcast today in a place that is a temporary home. It is my smaller home. From this home, we went to another home, but we're back in here because we want to, reconstruct some of it and then we'll be moving on. So I'm here right now today. You're watching me as I am doing my live podcast here for all of you that are with me. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. Here I am in a new location. I'm sorry, I am devoid of my hat. You guys know I always wear my hat. Siempre uso mi sombrero, but today they're in the pod. So we're just going to bear with it today. But I want to share with you something that while I was in transit, moving out of one home and into this home, I realized that there are some mindset barriers that we as mujerpreneurs are so familiar with. And so I decided to create a 3 series podcast on breaking the mindset barriers for you, the mujerpreneur, so that you can gain clarity and focus on who you serve and begin to rock your 6 figures. So ahora vamos a platicar de rompiendo creencias limitantes, right? So it's really important that we realize that, you know, we have these limiting beliefs that stop us. So, as I said, this is the first of a 3 part series. If you're listening to this, there are no coinky-dinks. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in accidents. Everything is for our learning. Everything is for our growth. And if we choose to look at it negatively, it becomes negative. But if we choose to look at it positive, then it becomes positive. So today, the episode that we're actually working on today is about shattering those limiting beliefs, rompiendo las creencias limitantes. Hoy es episodio número 1 de 3, una serie de 3. So again, if you're just joining me now on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, welcome to Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, where today we start a 3 part series for the powerful mindset tricks that can help you succeed. That's what I'm going to give you. Some powerful mindset tricks that can help you succeed. Hoy vamos a romper barreras, and today we investigate breaking those mindset barriers for you, the mujerpreneur. As I said, welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. I am your host. Soy su anfitriona, Marti Angel, Marti Angel, Latina Biz Coach. I am known as the Empowering Latina Coach, and I am thrilled to be your guide on this journey of transformation and empowerment. That's what I'm here for, being your servant leader. So in today's episode, as I said, we are delving deep into the topic of shattering limiting beliefs that often hold back the mujerpreneur, the Latina, the BIPOC, bilingual, monolingual, woman entrepreneur from reaching your full potential. You know, as entrepreneurs, what we do is very important. So I want you to grab your notebook right now. I want you to grab your notebook and let's get ready to break some barriers. Are you ready? Vamos. Okay, here we go. Let's think about this. Let's think about entrepreneurship. It's not just about business plans. You know, when you think about entrepreneurship, cuando empiezan a pensar, ok, voy a empezar este negocio, ¿verdad? Como emprendedora, it's not just about the business plans and the strategies. It all begins with our mindset, our beliefs, both conscious and unconscious. So what you need to realize is that about 68% of our thoughts are unconsciously executed by us. So in other words, we're not aware of 68% of our thoughts. That, that's pretty good, but you need to be consciously aware. I called it, when I was teaching in business, it was to be aggressively present with everything that you're doing in that moment at that point in time. And being conscious and unconscious plays a monumental role in your success, mujerpreneurs. But for many Latina and BIPOC women, these beliefs can sometimes be shackles that prevent us from soaring. I know, because sometimes I shackle myself, right? Cuando pensamos en el emprendimiento, now in Spanish for my bilinguals, cuando pensamos en el emprendimiento, no se trata solo de planes de negocios y estrategias de marketing. Todo comienza con nuestra mentalidad. Nuestras creencias, tanto conscientes como inconscientes, desempeñan un papel monumental en nuestro éxito como emprendedoras. So what you're going to get today, like I said before, in this episode, we're going to explore how these limiting beliefs are formed, and more importantly, how we can shatter them to unleash your true potential. Because that's really what it's all about. Llegar a tu potencial verdadero es único, es lo que necesitamos hacer como emprendedoras. So let's talk about the impact first. Let's talk about the impact of these limiting beliefs that are in our head. And mind you, some of these limiting beliefs don't all come from you. They come from society, your parents, your friends. They come from just walking by and absorbing them from somebody that's talking, and you didn't even know that you heard them. So to kick things off, let's talk about the impact of these limiting beliefs. Often, these limiting beliefs are often, as I said, rooted in societal norms, cultural expectations, and personal experiences. These beliefs can act as a self-imposed barrier. These beliefs, they whisper in our ears, that critical voice that goes inside in our ears, and they begin to say things like, "You're not capable. I can't do this. I don't deserve it." I've never heard that. I don't deserve it but at the same time, even though I haven't heard those words in my head, think about it. I was always told to be very humble, but for some reason I thought that being humble meant feeling like I wasn't deserving of things. So if that's like something that you're feeling, think about it, right? So these thoughts are whispering in our ears, and the worst thing about it is they speak both languages. If you are a bilingual, trilingual, or whatever person, then honestly, in my opinion, you are bombarded twice, not only in English, but in Spanish or French or whatever it is, that second language that you speak. So, en español, susurran en nuestros oídos que no somos capaces. Esa voz que tenemos, que no merecemos, que el éxito no está destinado para nosotras. Eso es lo que escuchamos con esa voz que dejamos que esté allí jugando con nosotros. Pero estoy aquí para decirles que esto no es más que historias que nos hemos estado contando a nosotras mismas. Yes, the truth is that if you're bilingual, you're going to hear these critical voices in dos idiomas, in two languages, but I'm here to tell you that these are just nothing more than stories that we have been telling ourselves and believing. So that's what's critically important. The next thing you need to do, first of all, you need to be aware. It's what I call that awareness, be aware that those limiting beliefs are talking to you, right? And then the second thing that needs to happen when you have these limiting beliefs is you need to identify them. So how do you even identify these sneaky beliefs if you're not conscious of them, right? That they've been holding us back. Well, what's really important is, in Spanish, let me talk about it. El segundo paso es que tienes que identificar estas creencias insidiosas que nos han estado frenando. So it starts with what I call self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your thoughts. And I'll give you a thought-stopping hack. If you're listening to your voice and you're listening but you're not really conscious of it, and you want to make sure to stop it, because what happens is our thoughts then evoke feelings, right? So ask yourself this question. I wonder what my next thought will be. When you ask yourself that question, it stops all the thoughts. So that is a statement or a question that is a hack to stop the chatter in your head. Again, let me remind you, take out a pencil and paper and write it down. Ask yourself this question. I wonder what my next thought will be. I promise you, if you ask yourself that question, it's going to stop your thoughts dead in its tracks. So let's talk about this. Are there recurring doubts or fears that surface when you think about this entrepreneurial journey that you're on? Because it's a journey. It's not a destination. I want you to remember it's a journey, not a destination. Take some time to write these thoughts down. For me, when I write those thoughts down, then I use emotional freedom technique, then I tap them out. I tap them all out. And it's important that we begin to tap them out, right? I tap them all out. Get rid of these limiting beliefs. But if you write them down, then you can actually work on getting them out, right? So when you acknowledge them, you're aware of them, and you're also, writing them down and acknowledging them, which is, like I said before, the first step in breaking free from these thoughts. Comienza con la autoconciencia. Tómate un momento para reflexionar sobre tus pensamientos. Hay dudas o miedos recurrentes que surgen cuando piensas en tu viaje de emprendedora. ¿Sí? Pues entonces escríbelas. Estas son tus creencias limitantes y reconocerlas es el primer paso para liberarte. So we want to make sure that we're really cognizant and very much aware of these thoughts. Then once you're aware of those thoughts, you've written them down, then you can begin to rewrite the negative and rewrite the narrative, right? Because you're recognizing these limiting beliefs. And now you recognize them, and now it's time to rewrite the narrative. So let's say it in Spanish. Una vez que reconocemos estas creencias limitantes, es hora de reescribir nuestra narrativa, ¿verdad? So remember, you, my friend, you, mujerpreneur, you, chula, you, hermosa, are the author of your own story. Tú eres la autora de tu propia historia. Instead of dwelling on what you can't do, focus on what you can achieve. Focus on what you can achieve, because that's in your power. That's in your control. Challenge those beliefs that you're hearing in here by questioning their validity. Ask yourself, are they based on facts or assumption? Right? So let me give you an example. I hear when I was teaching in the classroom, I heard so many kids say, I hate math. And I would say, why? And they would say, I don't know, I just hate math. Well, has there been a past experience Do you really hate math, or do you hate that you get low grades when you try to do something in math? And if so, is it because you don't quite understand? And if you don't quite understand, have you asked for clarification? And when I took the students that way, then it was so easy for them, and they changed their own, perspective. So you have to ask yourself, are these facts that I'm hearing, are these voices in my head, are they facts or are they assumptions? Often, like I said before, you're going to find that these beliefs crumble under scrutiny. That's important. The moment you scrutinize your thoughts, you put a hole in them, right? So embracing empowering beliefs is the next step. You've got to embrace empowering beliefs. With the old beliefs out of the way, it's time to embrace an empowering belief. And it's so funny because I am known as the Empowering Latina Coach because I do my best to cultivate a positive inner dialogue, and I have always helped my students, and they're the ones who've named me the Empowering Latina Coach, because I help them to rewrite the narrative in their head and repeat it, with their own voice. And that is telling. So you've got to tell yourself things like, I am capable. You are capable. Look in the mirror and say, you are capable. You are resilient. And you are deserving of success. I truly believe that. I believe that success is for everybody. So I want you to surround yourself with empowering affirmations that counteract any lingering or limiting self-doubt. Let me say that in Spanish. Rodea tu entorno con afirmaciones que te van a ayudar a empoderarte y que contrarrestan cualquier duda persistente. Over time, these affirmations become the foundation of your new mindset. So that's important. That's why we're doing this, so that we begin to cultivate a new mindset. So these affirmations, they begin to become that foundation. So then I want you to think about visualizing success. What does success look like for you? Quiero que empieces a visualizar tu éxito. Y todos los éxitos van a verse diferentes. ¿Cómo se mira? Visualízate a tú en tu éxito. ¿Qué es lo que ves? ¿Qué estás usando? ¿Qué traes? ¿Cuál ropa traes? ¿Cómo estás peinada? ¿Cómo está tu medio ambiente? ¿Cómo está tu entorno, verdad? So visualize success, because visualization is a successful and powerful tool that can help you begin to transform your mindset. La visualización del éxito es una herramienta poderosa que puede transformar tu mentalidad. So how do you visualize? Close your eyes and picture yourself achieving your entrepreneurial goals. Now, some people say, but I can't see it like I see TV. That's okay. Just be thinking about it and try to invoke some feelings. Feel the emotions of that moment, the pride, the joy, the satisfaction, the excitement, those. Because visualization not only aligns your thoughts with your goals, but also helps to propel you so that you can begin to take actionable steps toward your goals. And that's important, critically important. Also, begin to think about cultivating a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Let me give you an example of the difference, because people always ask me, what's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset? So a fixed mindset is the type of person that says, I'll believe it when I see it. That's a fixed mindset. Do you know somebody? Raise your hand. Do you know somebody who's done that? Tag them below, right? But cultivating a growth mindset is this. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to go for it, right? I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to go for it. Very different than I'll believe it when I see it. And so there's one concept that's very vital in shattering your limiting beliefs, and that is that growth mindset. Having a growth mindset acknowledges that skills and abilities can be developed through dedication and, yes, repetitive. You know, they say hard work, but it's not really hard. It's very diligent, repetitive, consistent work. Instead of viewing challenges as roadblocks, embrace them, mujer chula, hermosa, embrace them as opportunities to learn, as opportunities to grow. Because this shift in perspective can empower you to take calculated risks and embrace the new possibilities, ¿verdad? So, este cambio de perspectiva, de empezar a cambiar tu mentalidad, tus pensamientos, este cambio de perspectiva puede empoderarte para asumir riesgos calculados y abrazar nuevas posibilidades, right? We need to embrace those new possibilities. And then one of the most important hacks and steps is to take action. You know, so many people say, well, Marti, you talk about manifesting, yes, and your emotional technique and da. And yes, that's true. But my most important step is that I take action. People ask me, how do you do everything that you've done? It's because I take action. I'm an action taker. I'm a doer. Do you know a doer? So think about it. Take action. Now, all these mindset shifts are wonderful, but they're only going to be truly effective when they're actually coupled with action. They're not going to come because you're going to sit down and meditate on it, right? Meditation helps to clarify what steps you're going to take next. But like I said before, everything, even the most beautiful goals, they can't be truly affected or effective until they're coupled with action. Action, amigas, chulas, hermosas. Action, acción, is the catalyst that turns dreams into reality. Start small. Set achievable goals that gradually push you out of your comfort zone. You don't need to, you don't need to go jump out of the airplane right away. Maybe you just need to put on the parachute first. But know this, as you achieve these milestones, your confidence will soar, and you, amigas chulas hermosas, you will realize the only thing standing between you and success was your head, your own belief system. All right, in Spanish, vamos a ver. Quiero que empieces a comenzar a tomar pasos pequeños, estableciendo metas alcanzables que gradualmente te saquen de tu zona de confort. Porque ahí en tu zona de confort no pasa nada. And so then you want to build a supportive community. Go out and find people that support your dreams. Go out and find people, even your family, that supports you. Although it's interesting because, families usually don't support you. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Join a group coaching. Join a community of like-minded individuals. That's so crucial to your success, and yet we don't do it enough. Acuérdense que es importante de rodearte de personas con ideas afines, iguales a las tuyas. Busca tu mentoría. Conéctate con otras mujeres. Conéctate en grupo de coaching para que juntas que tienen esos mismos pensamientos puedan hacer algo. Emprendedoras latinas y BIPOC que estén en un viaje similar. You've got to seek out that's the action I want you to think about. If you don't have a mentor, seek out mentorship and connect with other Latina and BIPOC mujerpreneurs who are on a similar journey. Begin to share experiences and challenges and victories that can offer invaluable support and encouragement. Remember, no estás sola en este camino. You are not alone on this path. It is critically important that you understand that you are not alone. For the longest time, story time here, for the longest time, I thought I was alone. I know that there are not a whole lot of Latina coaches out there that look like me, so I thought I was alone. And all through my school, I thought I was alone. You know, this dark-haired young lady, I just thought I was alone. If you can relate, raise your hand. Reach out to me. But I want you to remember, quiero que se acuerden, you're not alone on this path. It is critically important that you understand that. You are not alone. No estás sola en este camino de emprendedora. So as we wrap up this episode, I hope this episode give you some mindful thoughts. I want to leave you with another thought. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your entrepreneurial journey is built. Let me repeat that. Your mindset is the foundation upon which your entrepreneurial journey is built. By shattering, amigas chulas, shattering these limiting beliefs, you are creating space for growth, innovation, and success. So, amigas chulas hermosas, let's challenge those beliefs. Let's rewrite our stories. Let's break those barriers that have held us back for far too long. And then, my friends, we can begin to feel the success. A medida de que concluimos este episodio, quiero dejarles con un pensamiento. Tu mentalidad es la base sobre la cual se construye tu viaje emprendedora. A ver, otra vez. Tu mentalidad es la base sobre la cual se construye tu viaje emprendedora. Y al romper las creencias limitantes, estás tú creando espacio para el crecimiento, la innovación y el éxito. Así que desafiemos esas creencias, reescribamos nuestras historias y rompamos las barreras que nos están frenando durante demasiado tiempo. It's time to break those barriers. It is time to get rid of those limiting beliefs. It is time to begin to allow yourself and understand and accept the fact that you are destined for great and great successful things. Mujeres chulas, hermosas, thank you for joining me on this enlightening episode of Breaking the Mindset Barriers for the Mujerpreneur. As I said before, this is part 1 of a 3-part series, and I encourage you to take what you've learned today, you took notes, and apply it. And if you didn't take notes, listen to it again and apply it to your entrepreneurial journey. Las animo que tomen lo que han aprendido hoy y lo apliquen a su viaje de emprendedora. Es muy importante que hagan algo después de escuchar este episodio. Remember, your potential knows no bounds once you break free from the constraints of limiting beliefs. Recuerden que su potencial no tiene límites una vez que se liberen de las limitaciones de las creencias limitantes, va a ser mind-blowing. So I want you to stay tuned. This is, I said, part one. I want you to stay tuned for our next episode. You'll hear it probably next week, where I'm going to dive into some practical strategies for building resilience in the face of adversity. So let's talk about that next week. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe. If you're watching the replay here on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, please subscribe, hit that little bell so that when I go live, which is only once a week, you will be notified, and then that way you can share it. Also, share this episode. It helps me grow, it helps you grow, and it helps the person you've shared it with grow. So leave me a positive review because your support means the world to me. Si disfrutaron del episodio de hoy, por favor suscríbanse, compartan y déjenme una reseña de positiva. Su apoyo significa mucho para mí. Súper estoy agradecida porque ustedes nos escuchan. Hasta la próxima. Hasta la próxima. Until the next time, this is Marti Angel, Empowering Latina Coach, Latina Biz Coach, signing off and reminding you, mujeres chulas, that your greatest asset is your mindset. As always, have a beautiful day, and you'll hear me next week. Have a great one. Namaste. This is a little bit weird here. Like I said, namaste here. Namaste. Have a great one, guys.